Mike, there's still a lot of questions out there about whether we're going to have an El Nino or if it's even going to stick around or has it disappeared?
I think one thing we can be sure of is it's not going to be a moderate to strong El Nino. It's going to be a very weak one if it does occur and in the middle of the Pacific, which changes how things kind of react. So it's still a little bit up in the air as we head toward winter, no question about that. Now the nice thing on the weather map today is we finally get rid of the remnants of Hurricane Sandy and still a little bit breezy through the Great Lakes in the Northeast. But what we're left with is a bunch of fast-moving weak systems, and those will be moving across the country over the next 36 hours or so. And you can see as we head through the day on Saturday, a few clouds through the Ohio and Tennessee Valley, maybe some sprinkles in spots, a few clouds with that next system, and a little bit of cloud cover along with some showers in the Pacific Northwest with a third system. But again, none of these are very strong at all, and they will continue to just kind of progress eastward. So at least we're seeing the calm after the big storm in the eastern parts of the country. There's a precipitation estimate over the past 24 hours, not a lot, as you can see. A few spots downwind from the Great Lakes, a few spots from the Northwest. Adding on the next 24 hours, you can see our computer model doesn't exactly add very much. A little bit up in North Dakota, a little bit more in the Northwest, and a few spots in the Great Lakes will continue to see just a few light showers here and there. Not too much in the way of snow over the past 24 hours. Some of the higher elevations in the northern Rockies will add a little bit more out there, but not much. You can see our computer model is putting down a little bit of minor accumulations, parts of North Dakota and Minnesota, and a little bit more in the central Appalachians, but not a whole lot to speak of. There are the high temperatures today in the warm sectors. You can see it's well into the 80s in Oklahoma and Texas, but it's chilly across the northern plains and the Great Lakes. Highs only in the 30s and 40s, 50s into the Ohio River Valley. For low temperatures tonight, then, you can see we'll have a widespread frost and freeze across the northern plains into the Great Lakes with a lot of 20s, maybe even some upper teens showing up along the Canadian border. Here's a longer range, and you can see we're left with a little bit of a trough over the northeastern plains into the Great Lakes for the second half of the weekend. The trough kind of remains over the east. That keeps things on the chilly side for the Great Lakes in the northeast, but pretty warm for the southern plains into the western parts of the country until that trough starts to develop later next week. That will bring some colder air. That's a look across the country. Now let's take a look at some local forecasts. First of all, for Sheridan, Wyoming, today cooler with a mix of clouds and sunshine, high temperature of 54 degrees. Kansas City, mostly sunny and pleasant with a high of 68. And Gainesville, Georgia, sunny and nice today, the afternoon high of 69.